Behind his accusation that President Obama spied on him, even after Democrat and Republican leaders said today there's no evidence. Adding it up, the president's budget proposal keeping his promises on national security, but will the working poor pay the price? Gymnastics abuse scandal. Outrage grows over a teen doctor accused of sexual abuse against dozens, including a U.S. Olympian. Could a major university have done more to stop him? Invasion of privacy. Employees raising concerns over a proposal to give companies what critics say would be easier access to your private health information. And caught in the eruption. Harrowing moments on camera as Mount Etna explodes. A TV crew in the blast. Nightly News begins right now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening. For the second day in a row, a rare display of bipartisanship at the nation's capital on a critical matter. The Democratic and Republican leaders of the Senate Intelligence Committee joining together in a public rebuke of President Trump's wiretap claims. Like their House counterparts the day before, the senators saying they've seen nothing to substantiate the president's accusation that President Obama had Trump Tower surveilled ahead of the 2016 election. But there's no retreat from the White House, which tonight is angrily firing back and offering news articles as justification for the president's shocking claims. NBC News White House correspondent Hallie Jackson has details.
A bombshell statement triggering an explosive response.
Hold on. I'm making a point.
After the committee, President Trump wanted to investigate his accusation of spying, found there's nothing there. Quote, based on the information available to us, we see no indications that Trump Tower was the subject of surveillance by any element of the United States government, either before or after Election Day 2016. No surveillance, not even a wiretap, according to the top Democrat and Republican on the Senate Intelligence Committee. The president not convinced, not backing down.
He stands by it, but again, you're mischaracterizing what happened today. The bottom line is that the investigation by the House and the Senate has not been provided all of the information.
That's not what the Senate Intelligence Committee says.
We've seen no evidence at all about the president's tweet of 13 days ago that somehow Obama tapped Trump Tower and that somehow this was affecting part of the presidential race.
Today, the president's press secretary refused to say whether the president accepted the findings.
But let's go through what we do know.
Instead, for a full 8 minutes, Sean Spicer cited a series of news reports accusing reporters of cherry-picking a narrative. Reports the president himself points to bolster his unproven accusation President Obama broke the law by spying on him.
I've been reading about things. I read in, I think it was January 20th, a New York Times article where they were talking about wiretapping.
That article had the word wiretapped in the headline, but referred to surveillance targeting Russians and did not mention President Obama. Any classified information would have been shared by FBI Director James Comey with top lawmakers. One by one, they've said they've seen no evidence to back up the president's claim. Comey himself will testify publicly Monday, potentially putting this to rest. The question then, what next? How will the president respond to what his own FBI director has to say? Lester?
Hallie Jackson at the White House tonight. Thanks. Nicole Wallace is an NBC News political analyst and former Bush 43 communications director. Nicole, we've seen this president time and time again walk away from statements or charges he made without evidence. There were the 3 million people who voted illegally, the questions about President Obama's citizenship. Is this one, given the bipartisan nature of the rebuke, that he can walk away from, or is there a price to pay?
You know, I think there are two flashing yellow lights for him. One, I've been out covering Trump voters. A lot of them are two-time President Obama voters. So he accused the former president of a very serious crime, and a big man, someone worthy of the office of the presidency, might be thinking about an apology tonight. Number two, you now have the bipartisan Republican-led Intel Committee making the entire White House staff look profoundly weak and making clear that they don't have either the courage or the will to walk in and say to the President of the United States, Mr. President, we've got your back, but you got over your skis. We're going to stop defending this because it's indefensible.
All right, Nicole Wallace, good to have you here tonight. Thank you.
Foster.
Now to a big fight brewing over money. President Trump has unveiled his first budget proposal covering all the things the federal government pays for and how he wants to spend the money. The president is keeping his promise. There's a lot more money for the military. But there are critics who say popular programs and the poor would pay the price. NBC's Peter Alexander has details.
It's the primary promise of the Trump presidency.
We had America First, an America First candidate. You now have an America First president, and it shouldn't surprise anybody that we have an America First budget.
And tonight, the president's team says he's delivering a budget blueprint spending nearly $60 billion more on defense, homeland security, and veterans care, offset by deep and in some cases unprecedented cuts. The State Department slashed by 29%, targeting foreign aid. The Environmental Protection Agency sliced by 31%, including programs to combat climate change.
We consider that to be a waste of your money.
And the National Institutes of Health budget trimmed by nearly $6 billion. Dr. Robert Clark says that would devastate his breast cancer research.
If you have 1 in 8 women getting breast cancer in their lifetime, you can imagine how many people are affected. Families and communities are affected.
But critics say low-income Americans would be the hardest hit, with sweeping cuts to affordable housing and job training programs. Eliminating federal aid to a grant that helps this Texas Meals on Wheels program feed 3,000 seniors every day.
The loss of federal funding absolutely means that meals won't be served. People won't be helped.
What do you say to those Americans who are ultimately losing out?
To take the federal money and give it to the states and say, look, we want to give you money for programs that don't work. I can't defend that anymore.
But the president does add money for school choice, praised tonight at this charter school here in Washington.
As a charter operator, that means potentially we could get more funding to expand to serve more students.
What the proposal doesn't do, balance the budget.
It has done nothing to improve the fiscal picture that we face, which is really quite significant and severe right now.
The White House is also calling for more than $4 billion to build that border wall that President Trump has said Mexico will pay for. This budget outlines the president's priorities, but tonight Democrats and even some Republicans say it's dead on arrival. Lester?
Peter Alexander at the White House. Thanks, Peter. And one last item of note regarding President Trump. He's vowing to fight back after a pair of federal judges blocked his revised travel ban affecting 6 Muslim-majority countries hours before it was set to take effect. It's another setback after appeals court judges upheld a restraining order on the first version of the ban last month. Now to an NBC News exclusive, as the former doctor for USA Gymnastics faces 23 sexual assault charges, accused of preying on young women, including at least one U.S. Olympian. There are new questions tonight about a major university where he was on staff. Did it fail to investigate him aggressively when one young woman came forward 3 years ago? NBC's Stephanie Gosk investigates.
Back in 2014, Dr. Larry Nassar was the head doctor for USA Gymnastics and a well-respected on-campus doctor at Michigan State University when a student went to school officials with a troubling story.
I felt so incredibly violated.
The incident took place during an appointment with Dr. Nassar for Amanda's hip and back pain.
It was when he started to actually insert his fingers. That's when I pushed him off of me. I had told him, to stop.
Did he have gloves on?
No.
Did he tell you he was about to do that?
No.
She immediately reported the incident to officials. The university suspended Nassar and conducted an investigation. NBC News obtained the report. The conclusion? We cannot find the conduct was of a sexual nature. The procedure was medically appropriate. The report reveals that MSU interviewed 3 physicians and a trainer, all of whom worked for the university and knew Nassar personally, including one who said they were, quote, very good friends. All 4 were women who said they've used the same technique for pain, but never under clothes and always with gloves. MSU campus police conducted its own investigation. The prosecutor decided not to press charges. Amanda was shocked.
I knew that what he was doing to me was sexual.
Nassar stayed on the job 2 more years. In August 2016, amidst new allegations from former patients, he was fired. Gymnast Lindsay Lemke was Dr. Nassar's patient for 3 years when she was a teenager. She now believes what Nassar called treatment back then was actually sexual assault over hundreds of sessions.
Around 500 or more altogether.
Now an MSU gymnast, she says the school seemed to be more concerned about keeping a lid on the allegations against Dr. Nassar than offering her team support. Some other members of the team were his patients.
Never were any of us asked, do you feel like you're a victim, or if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, you can
these are the people you can talk to. And so
she and two others tell NBC News the head coach and director of athletic communications told the entire team not to talk to the media. The university declined NBC News' request for an interview, citing the ongoing investigation. But in a statement, Michigan State said, "We have consistently and repeatedly tried to get information to the MSU community," pointing to media interviews, web postings, and a letter from the MSU president, which was sent nearly 4 months after Nassar was fired.
As you start to hear details of what people allege Larry Nassar did, what effect does that have on you?
I have to think about it all the time. And I have to think about the fact that I knew it was wrong, and I came forward. I stood up for myself, and I was silenced.
Dr. Nassar's lawyers have said his techniques were medically accepted and appropriate, and called the allegations against him patently false and untrue. More than 80 women have already come forward alleging assault.